Hey, all my Facebook friends and fans. Hope you guys are doing awesome. I am here with my good buddy Dave Fanale. We just want to talk about some journeys to eXp Realty and what it meant for him. Dave's got a cool story because he's actually been in real estate as long as I've been alive. So it's quite the journey, and in about 20 years I'll have that same experience because I got in the business at 18 and 46 now. So I'm hitting 25, 26 years. Dave, love the time you've been in. It's ever evolved over the last 30 to 40 years, especially growing up in the business myself, seeing all the changes and things that have come around. So, you're coming from being an independent broker. You've been in all aspects of the business, from construction to coaching to being an indie broker to going to work for an independent, now here. Let's get a little backstory on why real estate out of college?
Well, you know what? That's a funny story in and of itself. My dad was a dentist. I'm the youngest of 8 kids. So I had 2 brothers that are doctors. My dad was also in real estate. He was an investor. He built some stuff. And the interesting part was that he wanted me to be a dentist. And I decided sophomore year in college, I didn't know what I wanted to be, right? So I'm getting ready to go to my sophomore year of college, and I'm thinking, let's see, dentist? Nope, I ain't putting my hands in anybody's mouth. I just don't want to do that shit, right?
Now you want to put them in their mouth to punch them instead.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like in New Jersey, if you honk your horn at me, you better be ready to get punched. Plain and simple, right? So I looked at it and I went to Rutgers College at Rutgers University in New Jersey, and one of the things, they had a new program called for urban planning, and I said, wow, planning, that's like real estate, so I could do that. So I got really interested in it. I loved doing it, and it was like almost real estate. So I immediately, after my freshman year in college, I got my real estate license. Back then, it was 30 hours, 1 week. The state test and the school test were one and the same, right? I believe that's how it was. And you were done. 1 week, you're done, right? Took it at the YMCA in Hackensack, New Jersey. I remember that like it was yesterday, right? So I become licensed, and I get licensed with a local broker in middle central Jersey. My training was great. It was quick too. There's the phone, answer it if it rings. Right? That was my training, basically. We were really high tech back then. Our typewriter had a 3-color ribbon, which was really cool, right? Typewriters, anybody know what they are? Anyway, so fast forward, I graduate college, I don't have a job. I start working with my dad because he's got, not as a dentist, but in real estate. So he's got a building going up, 40-unit building. So I'm the gopher, I'm the cleaner. I'm doing all the dirty jobs nobody will do. And just to give you a hint, that was before porta potties were a big thing. Just to give you an idea of what I cleaned up, right? So I do that. I work as a planner for a couple of years. Didn't want to do that. I started working for my dad. I built houses. Industrial buildings, office buildings, mixed-use buildings, ran a lumberyard for a while, ran a liquor store for a while. So I've been in a lot of different businesses. Fast forward to 96, one of our tenants decides they want to sell their business. So it was not an independent, by the way. It was a Century 21 franchise. I don't want to make that mistake because people might get right? So I buy the business thinking this is going to be great. I know the real estate business. The thing I didn't understand and didn't realize was that while I was a business person, real estate agents are not, right? Yep. So, there were issues there. I had to learn a lot. My business transformed over the first 2 years, where I actually had a turnover about 80% of agents, still remained top of the market, and moved forward and did a lot of innovation as technology came out, internet, the whole thing. I was one of the first people I knew doing Google AdWords, which was like in 2000 or whenever it started. I was paying like 3 cents for a really popular term you paid $30 for now, right? Right. And then I started doing video about 15 years ago. So I was in on the cutting edge with video and everything. The problem was that I was in the Century 21 system, which is a great system. I met so many great people there. I have lifelong friends there all over the country, right? North America as well. The problem is that, it didn't really have the support for the individual company. And I believe that that's where we are at now in the 21st century, where the support's got to be there and individualism is really important. So basically, I moved over to eXp a couple of years ago, and I love it.
So I'm getting a little feedback on my recording, but so when you were at C21, that's funny because my parents used to work they used to own a C21 as well. So I remember that back in the 70s and 80s. Mom was a red carpet agent, or she had a brokerage. And then, so I've been around the brands. I mean, I hope they still don't have the gold coats.
Well, I'll tell you what, gold coats, they tried to bring them back.
Oh God.
And it was a farce, because they had a focus group that said that people wanted to see the gold coats. Turned out the president of the company kind of like manipulated the focus group.
Right.
I worked for the marketing company that did the focus group. So it was a lie. But anyway, no gold coats anymore.
So, I love the stories of people when they make the transition, especially being in certain companies for a long time. And, real estate agents, need to be business owners, but they're not business owners. They need to treat it like a business, because it is the cheapest business you can get into, yet you're handling someone's biggest asset. And so, like my story, I should have 20 years ago got into some good coaching to help me get my business set up right to run it properly back then, instead of 10 years later. Oh, now I've got a business and I need to figure this stuff out. I need to incorporate. I need to do all these things. And now you've been through the business. You're now coaching agents and you're working with people across the country. So how are you helping people? And we just some conversation beforehand. You're connected actually with some pretty powerful people out there. Some big brand names, which is cool. What does coaching with you look like? And if I'm an agent looking at joining the company, how are you going to take me from like 2 deals a year to 20 deals a year?
So let's talk about the evolution for myself. Like 4 years ago, I sold my Century 21 business and knew I wanted to coach agents. And what I knew was that I wanted to work with people that wanted to work. Right? As well as I do, in a typical brokerage, if you got 60, 70 agents, 50 agents, you've got 2 or 3 really top agents, maybe 5 to 10 good agents, 30 that do maybe onesies and twosies, and then 10 people you never see. Wait a minute, until you buy them liquor and food. That's when they show up, right? So I have been called the wallet by some of my agents. When I heard that, I said I had to find a better way. I just didn't do it fast enough, right? So move along to that is I was very lucky to be involved and work with John Cheplack for many, many years. Learned an awful lot from the man, and wish I had really performed better when I was with him than I did. But I get it now a lot better. I worked with Grant Wise and another great coach from Canada, Rebecca Mountain. What I learned was that people really are, what I learned for myself was that people don't want you to tell them what to do. Right. Let's look at a listing appointment, a buyer's appointment, and coaching, right? So when you look at them, it's the same thing. I believe in the golden rule, but I more believe in the platinum rule. Golden rule is treat people like you want to be treated yourself. Platinum rule is treat people how they want to be treated. Right. I believe in the platinum approach to coaching, which is really simple. If you said to me, Dave, I don't want to call FSBOs. Okay, great. We're not calling FSBOs, but we're going to do some other things. What do you want to do? What do you like to do? I'm going to take what you like to do and just augment it and build it from there, rather than saying, you got to make these calls. You got to make these calls. Look, we all know that the best businesses are built on calling FSBOs, calling expireds, picking up the phone. We know that, right? So with me, basically, I'm looking at the platinum approach where I want to accentuate the positive of the agent. Number one, it makes it much easier for me to help them build their business rather than them fighting me and dreading doing the work that we discuss on our coaching call. That's basically what it looks like.
And so as an agent, you're going to like dive into us to see what we have going on. I don't call FSBOs or expireds. I'm not a phone guy. I've always found ways to bring in inbound business. I want to make my phone ring versus making someone else's. But I've got guys on my team that love being on the phone, love talking to strangers. Right. You wouldn't have seen me 3 years ago doing these Facebook Lives or getting in like bomb videos to people. It was very quick and very, very quiet when I was doing the videos. Now I'm actually having fun with them because they got to see your personality. And the story is like, if you don't like yourself on video, that means you don't like yourself, because that's how you are on video is like how you are in person normally.
Well, I'm very lucky to be involved with some special groups, and one of them is a call we do every night at 8 o'clock. And I actually sang "Happy Birthday," or no, I sang a song really quickly one night a few weeks ago, and one of the agents there, one of the top agents that was really crushing business because of the group, asked me to sing in my videos that I do during the day or in the morning. So now when I'm doing a video, I do my best to think of a song that goes along with what I'm going to talk about. So now I'm always mentioning her in the videos. So videos are really fun, and it allows you to get a message across.
Right. So what made this journey to eXp then? I mean, how long have you been with the company?
I've been with the company 2 years, just about 2 years. What made the journey happen was after I sold my business, I stayed with my company for a little while until I was not wanted and told I wasn't wanted. They told me not to show up for a while. And I get that because they didn't want me interfering in their, I'm going to say, negative ways of coaching or helping people. But that's okay. What I wound up doing was going to a large independent, hoping to be able to build my coaching business there. Well, I was very lucky in that I connected with Grant Wise I had before, but we decided to do some business together where I was promoting his business. He was promoting my business. But what happened there, man, it happens in a lot of brokerages, even independents, is that the expectations did not meet with reality. So I was, of course, trying to expand my business and accidentally bumped into two of the New Jersey greats with eXp. Their names are Brett Sikora and Dave DeVoe. And I think we're actually recruiting each other, or for one way or the other. And we had a meeting. We had a meeting at a Regis office space, of all places.
Right.
And they said, look, man, just check us out. I think we can really work together with the way you help new agents and part-time agents. So we'd like to collaborate with you. And I said, this is really cool. I hardly know these guys. Sure, they checked me out. But then they said, well, go spend some time at our workspace and, hang out with some of the people and help them out. Okay, I did that. And I didn't even join. And I said, you know what? The expectations has been exceeded already, and it can only get better. Then I was put in touch with people that are higher up, and Jay Kinder was in New Jersey for an event. I met Jay, right? I had a conversation with him, and all these other people that had moved over to eXp that I had known over the years, plus the collaboration of people that were top in the industry from California, from Michigan, from Florida, and the difference there, Todd, was really simple. The difference was when I was with a franchise company, I could go to a convention and maybe talk to one of those top agents, those top brokers. But what they always did was you'd go to a session and they'd be on the dais having a conversation, and they'd be talking over all the small brokers and agents, talking over their heads. How? Oh, I've got 25 assistants and I don't do that myself anymore. They do it. You'll have to talk to this person. And I said, what are you talking about? How's that helping me? It doesn't help me. But what happened when I talked to those same types of people before I even joined eXp is they were saying, yeah, great. Here's the postcard that I use. This is Dan Beer, $350 million in business last year, giving me a postcard that he's using. That would never have happened before. I've got his phone number and email address. I can call him. All these people are open. And here's the difference. I actually talked about it on my video this morning. One company, one goal. Our goal is to help everybody else succeed, the collaborative effect. When you've got RE/MAX, you've got different towns, different areas. It's a different business. It's a different company. It's RE/MAX or it's Century 21. But you notice after Century 21, my business was Century 21 U, Dan. There's Century 21 Advantage, Century 21 Gold, Century 21 this. Those are all different companies. It is one franchise, but it's not one company. You know what I mean?
It's a different goal. And even when I was in the RE/MAX model, I would share my business with anybody who wanted it, because good luck. Half of them aren't going to take it and go use the model. And we're always the number one producer in the office. So it was, just nobody wanted that. And when I would go to some of the conferences, they walk up there, those guys that were talking over everybody's heads, like, you're at 100,
Right.
I'm selling 100 homes a year and you're at 300. How do I get there? I'm like, I don't need 25 assistants. It's too much to manage. I'm like, how do I do that on a different level? And getting that guy after the meeting is about impossible to talk. So I'm talking now with people like yourself and Beer, the same thing. I met Dan Beer 2.5 years ago in Key West. We're walking the streets talking about business at an event that they had. And so we're going to see him on Friday in Dallas. And
yeah, we are.
So he's the most friendly. I mean, they're selling a ton of real estate, yet they're going to have time to sit there and help you and share the systems to help you sell more. Even people in our own market that are with the company, they want to help us because we're helping them.
Yeah, and everybody, don't get me wrong. We still do the transaction the same way that they do at franchises. We just work better together, I think, right? Yeah. There's no eXp Realty Dave Fanale real estate company. It's just eXp. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's we just happen to have other benefits aside from the growth. I mean, the live training alone every week, 40 to 50 hours of that. Everybody that comes in my system, Todd, they get my coaching, they get my training, they get coaching from my upline as well, right? And that's the stuff that never happened before.
Right. And that's the thing. I love that because it's like you find a model that people want to partner with you for a reason and you can provide value back to them. Most of the people would, keep it hush under the table and not want to provide the stuff back. Dave, as we wrap up, one question I had, what's one thing you'd like to share with us that we haven't talked about yet? That's either working really well in the company or like, what does a partnership look like with you type scenario?
Well, partnership with me is that, my coaching business, it's you get everything. I mean, in my organization, which is the people that come in underneath me and come in underneath them, basically they're getting my coaching. It's just like, I hate to say it like this, but it's just like I'm their broker. I'm not their broker, right? But what I am is
leadership.
I'm the leadership, along with other people I have partnered with, such as my buddy Mark Stein with Links Residential here in New Jersey. We've partnered to we call ourselves Unite to Expand, and the reason we want to unite everybody so we can help expand their businesses, right? It's been great to work with him and others on a one-on-one, shoulder-to-shoulder basis. And I would never have been able to do that before. You can work with people you don't think you could ever work with. Mark was an independent. I was a franchise. We finally figured out a way to work together after knowing each other over 10 years.
Yeah, it's true because it does allow us to bring our businesses together, yet not be 100% business partners. I've got a couple of friends who own indie brokers that I'm talking with who are like, you want to partner with us, but we can do that. We don't have to sell your company, sell my company, create a new one. We just align with each other.
Right. Well, simply put, Mark and I are partners. Mark and I are partners, but we do not have a financial arrangement. We don't have any paperwork between us because we're aligned both in eXp and mentally together.
Correct. No, that's what I love about the model because it's partnerships that you don't have to have that financial partnership set up. The more we all sell, the more I help him sell and his people sell, the more I'm going to make, etc.
Yeah, we're very strategic in our business, and we're very strategic with agents, helping them build their business, which is our number one concern. Because if we help the right people, help them work through fixing mindset or adjusting mindset to understanding how eXp works, you can't lose. You can only gain.
Right. No, 100%. Well, Dave, I appreciate you jumping on today. I know we both kind of piggybacked on each other today, so it was awesome to kind of share each other's story. And ironically, we'll see you in Dallas on Friday.
Yeah. Hey, man, thank you so much for the opportunity. I was real excited about doing this. And hey, man, it's just hard work that is actually working.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, you think about eXp Realty at all, just give Dave or I a call. I'm happy to share what we can do for you to help build your businesses and help excel, and keep each other on top.
Right. And by the way, guys, when you get Todd, you get me. When you get me, you get Todd.
Exactly. It's the beauty of the company.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.